Hello students, welcome to the course Numerical and Statistical Method. In last class we have studied about forward difference operator and backward difference operator, central difference operator, and we have done some numericals also based on all those operators. Today also I am going to do two more questions on forward and backward operators only, so that you can just revise all those operators. First question is del square cos 2x. So here del square means forward operator is written two times. So one time I am writing here and one time I am using forward operator. You know that what is the formula for forward operator? The formula for forward operator was like del fx. Suppose fx I am not taking here, I am taking del y1, then it means y2 minus y1. This is the formula for forward operator. But if you will write in terms of fx, suppose here fx, then it will be written as fx plus h minus of fx. This is the formula for forward operator. So similarly here we will also use forward operator. So del square cos 2x equal to, it will become cos 2x plus h minus cos 2x. Then again this forward operator is outside the bracket, so it will go and it will multiply with both the terms like del cos 2x plus h minus del cos 2x. Afterwards this is the this one has become our one term and this one becomes second term. This term can be written as cos, because this is the lowest one. You know that in forward operator lowest one is written with operator and we have to write one step ahead. So cos 2x plus h, then it will become cos 2x plus 2h minus of cos 2x plus h. Similarly minus of del cos 2x, then it will be written as cos 2x plus h minus of cos 2x. Okay, so first I have opened the brackets so that I thought that it will cancel out, but it is not cancelling. So we again have just close the brackets. Now we will use here formula which we have studied in class 11th in trigonometry, that cos formula, it was cos x minus cos y is equal to minus of 2 sine x plus y by 2 sine x minus y by 2. This was the formula and we will use this formula here again to solve this question. So here if we will solve, then it will become minus of 2 sine 2x plus 4h, okay, minus of this, so it will become minus 2x minus 2h. Okay, and if you will solve this, then you will find that this and this will cancel out and here we have to write by 2. Okay, now again sine, afterwards this one is minus 1, now I am doing plus 1, 2x plus 4h plus then while doing plus only it has become. Now again we will do minus, then minus and minus will become plus, and again minus plus, then it will become 2h by 2. So while doing subtraction we will get this, and while doing subtraction we will get this, and while doing addition we will get this. Here if you will solve this, and again this bracket, if we will use the same formula for this bracket, then we will get minus of cos 2x plus h minus cos 2x, then minus of 2 sine, first we will do addition, then 2x plus 2h plus 2x, because this one is treated as x and this one is treated as y, by 2, and here it will become sine 2x plus 2h minus of 2x by 2. Now if you will cancel out this and this will cancel out, and here 2x and 2x will become 4, then your calculation, then your whole calculation becomes minus 2 sine 2x plus 3h. See here 4x divided by 2, it will become 2x, and 4h plus 2h will become 6h. 6h divided by 2 become 3h, and here this and this will cancel out, and here 2h by 2 means h, so it will become sine h plus 2 sine 2x plus 2x 4x, so it will become 2x plus 2x plus 2h, then it will become h by 2, it will become h. Okay, 2h by 2 it will become h, and here it will become sine, this and this will cancel out, h. So this is overall calculation. Now if you want to proceed ahead, so you can proceed ahead, but here we can one thing we can do, that we can take minus 2 sine as a common. Minus 2 sine h we will take as common, so it will become sine 2x plus 3h minus of sine 2x plus h. Okay, now again if you want to apply formula here, then you can apply, like we know that sine x minus sine y is equal to 2 cos x plus y x sine x minus y. So same formula I am applying here, 3h plus 2x plus h by 2, and again sine 2x plus 3h minus of 2x minus of h by 2. This was the formula. Okay, so if you will cancel out, if anything we will cancel out, like this and this will cancel out, then it will become minus of 2 sine h 2 cos, see 2x plus 2x 4x, and with 2 if we will divide, then it will again become 2x, so 2x plus 3h plus 4h become 4h by 2, 2h. Okay, and here it will be sine 2h by 2h. So overall my answer will become 2 to 4 minus 4 sine square h, because 2 times sine h square was there, and cos, we will write it as cos 2x plus 2h. So this was the answer. Now one more question is there, del square AB CX, this one. We are going to solve this question. Question is, second question is del square AB CX. Okay, wherever x is there, there only we will add 1. Add 1 means we will add h, and if again we have to add, then we will add 2h. Like this we will continue. So first we will do like this, that this del square is split, we will split it into 2 parts, AB CX. Now with the help of forward operator, if you will solve this, then your answer will be ABCX plus h minus of, here I'm writing minus of ABCX. Okay, again this forward operator will be divided in for this also and for this also, then we will get what, del ABCX plus h, okay, minus del ABCX. Okay, now again if you will use this formula, forward operator, then ABCX plus 2h minus of ABCX plus h, and for this minus of ABCX plus h, and for again minus and minus will become plus ABCX. So we will get this value, and if you will just take common and you will proceed the calculations, then you will get some other value you want. If you want to left it here only, then you can left, and if we will take it like this, like ABCX plus 2h minus 2 times of ABCX plus h plus ABCX. So if you want to continue here, means if you want to left it here only, then it's okay. But if you want to continue, then you can continue also. Okay. So one more method is there to solve this. Means if you will you use direct approach, means directly if you will think for a forward operator, using forward operator, then generally students are solving like this only, and this method is also correct. If you want to solve something like this, like del square ABCX. Okay, now this was our question. Here you know that we will not use del property in for A. We are not going to use for this. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking this A outside and del square BCX I'm writing. Okay. Now in place of x you can write h also, like x plus h x. If you want to write x plus 1 x plus 2, that is also correct. So if we are writing like this, then it will become a del, then del b c x. Okay, now if you here I am writing like this, del b c x plus 1 del we will not write here, minus of b c x. Okay, now if you will write like this, then it will become, we can write bcx multiplied by bc, because here xc is multiplied and plus sign is there, it means it is multiplication, bcx. Now if you will take bcx as common, bcx as common, then here we will left with bc minus 1. Okay, and again this is the constant term, so it will come out of this, a bc minus 1 and del bcx. If now again if you want to use that forward operator, then you will use bcx plus 1 minus of bcx. Okay, this is the formula. You can do like this also, a b c. Again if you want to take common, like see here, bcx into bc, where we can write it like this, bcx into bc minus bcx. So again if we will take common, which we will take common bcx, then we will left here, it will left bc minus 1. So this bc minus 1 twice, so we will write it bc minus 1 whole square bcx. This is the answer. So don't think that if you will solve it with this method, then it will become incorrect. This one is also correct, but here only what I am doing, that here if x is there, then I have written x plus h. The next term has become x plus 2h. Here I am not using that concept. Here I am using that if x is there, then one step ahead means x plus 1. So it's depend on you, whatever you want to choose for solve, you can choose. It's not incorrect. Only you have to be careful that if you are using forward operator, then what is the relation for forward operator, what is the if y, like I have already discussed that if del y naught, then it means y1 minus y naught. But if backward operator you are using like this, then this one is the greater number, so you have to write y1 minus y naught. Means same thing for y1 minus y naught, in terms of forward operator you have to write del y0, and in terms of for y1 minus y naught, in terms of backward operator you will write backward operator y1. So this is the difference between these two. Okay, so we will now we are going to study some more. There are some more finite differences are there. Means like we have already studied three differences, difference operators, like forward difference operator, backward difference operator, and central difference operator. There are other difference operators also exist. Other difference operator, there are other difference operators like we shift operators and averaging operators. तो स्टूडेंट्स अब हम लोग एक नेक्स्ट ऑपरेटर के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, शिफ्ट ऑपरेटर. इसे हम लोग कहते हैं शिफ्ट ऑपरेटर. शिफ्ट ऑपरेटर को हम लोग डिनोट करते हैं ई से. जैसे कि मार्क्ड है यहाँ पे, हाईलाइटर से हाईलाइटेड है कि शिफ्ट ऑपरेटर जो है वो ई से डिनोट करते हैं। और यहाँ पे शिफ्ट ऑपरेटर इज़ द ऑपरेशन ऑफ इंक्रीजिंग द आर्ग्यूमेंट एक्स बाई एच। मतलब हम लोग एक इंक्रीज कर देते हैं, जैसे कि इसको इसके डेफिनेशन से ज़्यादा अच्छा है इसके हम लोग ई एफ एक्स इज इक्वल टू एफ एक्स प्लस एच। मीन्स इफ हेयर एफ एक्स इज देयर देन वॉट यू विल डू, you will write f x plus h. If e square fx is there, then you will write f x plus 2h. Means if 2 times here e square is written, then this x will increased by plus 2 times h. And if here 1 is written, it means x is increased by 1 times h. If 3 is there, it means x is increased by 3 times h. Okay. Now here I am also explaining about inverse operator. Inverse operator e to the power minus 1 fx is equal to f x minus h. Means here if minus 1 is there, then this x is decreased by minus 1 times h. Means it's decreased by 1 time h. If here minus 2 is there, then we will write x minus 2h. So if fx function is like this, you can reuse this. If suppose yx is there, then you have to use like this, yx is increased by h. Means you have to keep in your mind that wherever x is there, you have to increase 1. If e is there, if e square is there, you wherever in x is there, you have to increase by 2h. So this is the fundamental thing about shift operator. Now we are going to study about averaging operator. One more operator is there, that is known as averaging operator, and we denote it by mu, and it's defined as mu yx is equal to half of x plus half h plus y minus half x. Means if you will just take an average of this numbers, means whatever is written here, this one, if you will take average of this, then you will find that the average of this is x only. So that's why it's known as averaging operator. Wherever the use of this operator will be there, we will use it. Now there are some relations that one operator is related to, like we have studied 5 types of operator: forward operator, backward operator. Forward operator we are denoting with this backward operator. Then this is central operator. Now we have studied averaging operator, shift operator, and averaging operator is this. So there is some relation between all these 5 operators. Okay. So now we are going to study what is the relation between these operators. First relation is that forward operator is equal to e minus 1. Okay, means forward operator, you can express forward operator with the help of forward operator equal to shift operator minus 1. So if you want to see the how I have written this, means what is the proof of this, then I'm just explaining it. That proof is, we can write in place of del, suppose I am taking del yx. So del yx, we can, for forward operator we will write x plus h minus of yx. This we can write. Okay, no problem for this. Now you know that yx plus h can also be written as eyx with the help of shift operator. With the help of shift operator, we can write eyx minus yx. Now if you will take yx e minus 1 like this and yx as common, okay, then yx and yx is here, and this forward operator is equal to this. This shows that forward operator is equal to e minus 1. This is the first proof. Now second relation is backward operator is equal to 1 minus e inverse. This is very simple relation. You can also use this. First you have to write del y. How we will express this? Yx equal to what? You will write it as, because this is the greater number, so you will write it like this, yx minus h. Okay, now yx minus h. So now we will, if we will write in terms of shift operator, x minus h means e minus 1. Okay, e minus 1 yx. You know that how we can write like this also. So if you will take a yx as common, then 1 minus e inverse, and here also backward operator yx. So this yx and yx, consider that it is cancel out, then here backward operators become 1 minus e to the power minus 1. So this is the second relation. Third relation is about central operator. So third relation we will do like this: del is equal to e to the power half and e to the power minus half. So this is the third relation, and if we have to prove this third relation, how we will carry forward. See, means central operator is related to shift operator with the help of e to the power half minus e to the power minus half. The proof is this. The proof of this is we can write it as, suppose del yx. Del yx we can write it as del y 1 plus half h, because in central operator also same criteria is there, that the average of this one should be equal to x. So here I am taking plus y plus half h minus of y minus half h, and if you will take the average of this, then you will get x only. So this I have written. Now you can write it as this one we can write half h, so we can write it as e half yx. Okay, whatever how much is written in power, that much times h is increased. Like here half is written, it means x plus half h, and if suppose here it is written 2, then x plus 2h, like this. Similarly, e to the power minus half yx. Now if you will take common yx, then you will get minus half, and if you will take common yx and del yx, then yx and yx is cancel out, and you will get whatever the relation we are finding. So this is the third relation. Similarly, 3 more relations are there. This one is the third relation. Now fourth relation is mu, for averaging operator. Averaging operator is equal to half of e to the power half plus e to the power minus half. How this one has came? For this also we have to do calculation. Averaging operator, for this we have to use something you know that mu yx, we can write it like, now only we have studied that mu x yx can be written like this. Okay, there is no so much means difference here. What here is that in in central difference in central operator, the actually what we are doing, that we are only taking out the average of this. We are not doing half of this, means only taking average of this, and this is equal to x. But in averaging operator, we are taking average of this. If you will take average of this, you will get x. Now afterwards you have to do one more thing, that is half of all this. So this is the difference between averaging operator and central operator. So mu yx can be written as half of yx plus half h plus yx minus half h. Okay, one more difference. What is one more difference between averaging operator and in averaging operator, we are not writing here in between of these two minus, we are writing plus. We are adding, afterwards we are doing division by 2. But in averaging operator, we are just yx plus half h plus yx minus half h, addition sign and then half. This is the difference between averaging and please once go through the through all operators, like we have studied central operators in previous class, and today we are studying averaging operator. So most of the students get confused that central operator and averaging operator are same, but if symbol are different, it means the whole criteria is also different. Okay, so please go through the previous lecture to understand the difference between central operator and averaging operator. So mu yx, now if we will mu yx is equal to half of, what we can write this, e half, okay, yx. plus e minus half yx. We can write like this. Okay, now half, if you will take common, then you will get yx, and this here also mu yx, so mu will become half of e to the power half plus e to the power minus half. So this is the fourth relation. This one is the fourth relation. Similarly, we will find out the fifth relation. Fifth relation is del e del backward operator. This is forward operator is equal to shift operator multiplied by backward operator, or backward operator multiplied by shift operator, or central operator multiplied by e to the power shift operator to the power half. This is our fifth relation. For this relation also we don't have to do so many things. It's simple. Like suppose I am taking this e backward operator yx. Okay, then we can write it as e yx minus h. Okay, now this e will this e we will write here also and here also, then it will become e yx minus h. Okay, now if we will again continue, e yx means what? Yx plus h, and here if you will add plus h, then h and h will cancel out and it will become yx. Now this is the formula for what? Forward operator yx, and we are writing it e del yx. So this shows that yx and yx will cancel out. This shows that forward operator is equal to e backward operator. Similarly, you can show that forward operator means this one, this multiplication, if you use backward operator first and then shift operator, then also same result will come. You don't have to means do many more calculations. Now one thing only I am showing, that this central operator and e to the power half is del, this forward operator. So first I am writing a central operator half yx. So if you will write first shift operator is there, then it will become yx plus half h. Okay, now with the help of central operator we can write this yx plus half h, okay, plus half h minus of yx plus half h minus half h. Okay, we can write this is the formula for central operator, that whatever the things here is, you have to just do plus half h minus half h, so that if you will add these two and take average, then you will get this only. Like see, x plus h, half h become x plus h. Okay, I'm just showing the calculation. X plus h, this one has become, and this will cancel out. So if you will do add cancel out, then it will become plus x. Now if you will do half of this, okay, then 2x plus h by 2, then if you will do half, then x plus h by 2 it will become. So this only here it is written, so we can write like this. Okay, now if you will do calculation, then it will become y plus h, and this one half and half will cancel out, minus yx. And what is the formula for this? X plus h minus yx means we can express it as forward operator yx, and this one is actually central difference half e to the power half yx. So yx and yx will cancel out, then central difference half is equal to forward operator. So this is the fifth relation. One more relation is there. This is the last one. But in this relation you need an idea about a Taylor's series. Okay, so I am explaining it. It's sixth one. E is equal to e to the power. This e is exponential one e. It's not any kind of operator. Don't think that shift operator is only can be expressed as small e also. No, it's the exponential one e. So h, and here I am writing d. So what's the meaning of this? I'm first explaining this with the help of Taylor's series EFX. So EFX means what? Fx plus h, you know this as we have studied earlier, shift operator. Now the formula for fx plus h with the help of Taylor series is fx plus h f dash x plus h square f double dash x, like this. Here it is 2 factorial, and like this it will carry on. Okay, f dash means you know that differentiation, so we can explain it like this: fx plus h d fx plus, we can write it as h square by 2 factorial, 2 times differentiation, so d square fx. We can write it like this. For your reference, I am writing here that it's this one I have written with the help of Taylor's series. Okay, now if you will take a fx as common, then you will get 1 plus hd plus h square d square by factorial 2, and if I am doing one more calculation, h cube d cube by factorial 3 fx, you will get this. And this is and this is the expansion of nothing else but e to the power hd. This is the expansion of it. Like sin x can be expanded. Cos x has also some expansion. Tan x has also some expansion. Log x has also some expansion. So this is the expansion of e to the power hd, because here hd is there. So I am writing here e to the power hd fx. So this is all about. So this is all about operators. Here we have written efx with the help of this. So this is the all about operators, means E has become E to the power hd. So there are 6 relations total. This one is our 6th relation. So in total we have studied 6 relation, and there are 6 relations with all operators. You can find out some more relations also. Like this one is our first relation. This one is our second relation, and this one for central operator, this is third relation. Afterwards we have studied about averaging operator, then here 5th relation, and this one is our 6th relation. So 6 relations we have studied today with the help of all 5 operators. Please watch the video properly so that you can understand each and every steps, and if you have any kind of doubt you can ask. And please go through the previous video also, because all these things, it's related to previous one also, because here today we have only studied about averaging operator and shift operator, but the most important operators we have studied in previous class. So those students who have not watched the previous video properly, please go through it, then you will understand this video more properly. Thank you.